this is very close. So I like it though. My name is Tavon with the Youth Organizing Institute. Most of the work that I do is with young people, high school age young people, around our broken school system. A lot of our students are being targeted in our school system, black and brown folks particularly, making up 70% of referrals to the justice system. So that's the majority of the work that I do. But just like for some background, I've lived in Raleigh 24 years now. Only thing I know. Let me see. I think my mom is from Philadelphia. My dad is from a little town called Hamlet, which is like 2 hours from here. And they both somehow met and crossed paths, and now I'm here. And they settled here because they thought this was like, you know, good schools, good location, different parts of our family had also migrated here. I've lived here 24 years, seen it change, ups, downs, all that different stuff. My father passed away when I was 8 years old, so that kind of like very much like traumatized my world and very much opened my eyes to a lot of things. So I don't know, at first I never really went downtown like that much. But when we did go downtown, you know, there was fun stuff to do. We would go to the shops, we would, you know, make a day out of it. But now as an adult, I very much get lost in downtown. I don't know how many overpriced coffee shops are needed, but there are so many of them. So downtown has just very much changed for me, and also not just changed the way it looks, but also the people that look. There's so many different like types of folks, but a majority of them being like white people, going down neighborhoods that I've never seen them ever in. And also the neighborhood like can be, so I think that for me, just seeing that slow change as I go back and forth to downtown Raleigh has been really disturbing. I think that it's just been really wild to see the change happen. So it feels so slowly, but just so rapidly. And I was just also talking to somebody else that they're trying to build a $2 billion soccer stadium, and it like just seeing the slow change and seeing how like money is slowly being funneled into downtown, and then like a $2 billion investment being put into it. Just seeing how more square that was, you know, renovated, and all the homeless people that didn't have any places to go because shelters filled up, and that was nowhere near $2 billion. So just to think about how many people are going to be displaced from a $2 billion investment for a soccer stadium, and I'm not even sure we have a soccer team. I don't know.
There's a women's soccer team, right?
I mean, I heard they're pretty good, but I mean, $2 billion is a bit of a hike. Also just seeing different stuff. So my mom also worked at Dorothea Dix for several years, and just seeing the closing of Dorothea Dix and like all the folks in our community that need these resources and need accessibility to mental health care, and then also this year seeing someone get shot and killed by a police officer that wasn't trained on how to deal with somebody with mental health issues. And I just think that just to think about how our community was built and my community was built to be inclusive, to take care of each other, also to like, you know, hash things out. You know, everything isn't perfect, but just to see these messages subliminally being put into our communities, and also just with the recent ICE raids and folks being taken away from our community. So I just think that for me, the clear message is that if we're different, or, you know, investing into people, or, you know, taking care of each other isn't the overall goal for a lot of folks that are running. City council is a mess. The school board, a mess. I mean, we had the whole Pat McCrory thing happen, and that was just awful. HB2. I mean, all these subliminals for folks that look like me, that don't look like me, the folks of different sexualities and different things like that. So I just think that for me, it's important to preserve our culture, preserve our community, and preserve our best practices. Who do we want sitting in places to make decisions for us? Do we want folks that are like going money oriented and, you know, going after, you know, slowly gentrifying our community, or not very slowly with $2 billion? Or do we want folks that preserve community space, build community space, and in those seats. And I think it's been really rough this last election to talk to young people about voting because a lot of them are like, the system doesn't work. They don't care about us, and a lot of these things are right for a lot of the things that they're saying. So it's been hard to talk to them, but I think that for me myself being a black person, not having a lot of rights and not having a lot of privileges, going in and getting my I voted sticker, it doesn't feel like a lot, but it does feel powerful to at least know that that's one right that they can't take from us. And even with the work that folks are doing around the community to fight voter suppression, like folks taking folks to the polls, like that's the community that I want to be a part of. That's the community I want to promote. I don't care about $2 billion being invested into a soccer field. I'm sorry. And also just thinking about what that $2 billion could do for our community, and what all the things that we need. Our bus system, awful. Everything should not have to go down to downtown if I'm trying to go in one straight line. So yeah, thanks folks for so much for bringing me to this space and inviting me to this space. I hope to see y'all faces again.